here. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Shade Tree Commission. We'll begin with roll call.
Ms. Brewster?
Yes.
Mr. Buck?
Here.
Mr. Carey?
Here.
Ms. Hendricks? Mr. Glissman? Ms. Reich? Here. Mr. Wilbur?
Here.
Councilmember Hellinger?
Here.
Vice Chairwoman Wright?
Here.
Chairman Olin?
Here.
I move we excuse Brenda Hendricks and Tom Glissman.
Second.
Oh, all those in favor?
Maybe a roll.
Roll call, yeah, that's what it is.
Ms. Brewster?
Yes.
Mr. Buck?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Ms. Reich? Yes. Mr. Wilbur?
Yes.
Councilmember Hellinger?
Yes.
Vice Chairwoman Wright?
Yes.
Chairman Olin?
Yes. Okay, time for approval of the motion summary for the meeting held February 23rd, 2016, as recorded and transcribed.
I move that we approve the motion summary from the February 23rd meeting.
Second.
Ms. Brewster?
Yes.
Mr. Buck?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Ms. Reich? Yes. Mr. Wilbur?
Yes.
Councilmember Hellinger?
Yes.
Vice Chairwoman Wright?
Yes.
Chairman Olin?
Yes. Okay, it looks like we have a member of the public tonight. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm just here to affirm.
Okay,
I may be moving into the area, and I just wanted to see what the Shade Tree Commission was all about.
okay, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Next item, discussion of the 2016 Arbor Day activities. Does anyone have any new ideas about this, or are we thinking of proceeding as we did last year, pretty much? Because I was thinking it's on the 29th of April. Okay. I was thinking that the most logical time to have our first Friday activity would probably be the Friday afterwards. I don't have a calendar with me. Does anyone have any thoughts on the first Friday activity for that?
May 6th.
May 6th. Thank you, Linda.
Well, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good outreach for us. So I would suggest that we make that a goal to be part of that, give out tree seedlings like we usually do.
Right. That seemed to work really well last year. And Dave, you've already arranged for those to be the seed, what is it, 350? Or
Yeah, I think so. 350.
something like that. They're going to be up at the station, up at your place?
Yeah, they usually drop them off at Wesleyan, but I'll coordinate that. They'll be available sometime in the middle of April.
Middle of April, okay. So then should we do a sign-up sheet like we did last year?
Yep. I would suggest that and just sort of divvy up the responsibilities in terms of what we need to have there, plastic bags and those kinds of things, handouts.
Yeah.
Let's circle back though to the actual Arbor Day event. And
Okay.
Yes, we are technically obligated to recognize Arbor Day with a tree planting ceremony. And we have yet to discuss the details
Yeah.
of that.
so Doug, would you remind me, when I was doing this draft of the annual report, I could not come up with any information of that event.
We had it at the YMCA,
YMCA, okay.
and we planted a Shumard oak. Front.
Okay. And you did it on
On
a
a
Saturday. That's, okay.
and it was cold.
It's
We
not
had our-
typically well
We
attended.
had one of our, well, it was one of the bigger turnouts.
Oh,
More than two?
yeah,
Okay,
more than the previous year.
yeah. Do you have a recommendation for this year?
I think we should go back to the Y again,
Okay.
put another tree out there.
I did reach out to Roger Hannafin today to see if they were scheduling anything you could incorporate their
Mhm.
activities in, and I have not heard anything back from Roger. He could have been off today, so.
Yeah.
I can send an email out when I do hear something.
Yeah, and it is too early for them to be doing any kind of ribbon cutting ceremony for the Veterans
Correct.
Park, yeah,
Yeah.
so we couldn't coordinate with that, okay.
That won't be till Memorial Day or
Yeah.
later, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking that that's actually is gonna be scheduled the first Saturday in, Friday or Saturday in June. I
Okay.
think it's gonna actually open Memorial Day weekend, but I don't think the ribbon cutting is,
Right,
I think we thought that would be too much, all activity all at one time, a big opening and trying to ribbon cut it and everything at the
Yeah.
same time.
Did we interact with anybody last year?
Yeah, they had,
I can't remember.
they had some activity at the Y that day.
They had, it was like family day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may be Kids and
Kids
Family Day.
get, Kids Get Moving, I think is what it was called. It was
Yeah.
there were booths inside the gym there, and I was trying to think if there was really a theme, but
I think it was.
there was
also-
the health department was there, and a number of businesses were there.
I think they do their Willis 5K run that day and then end up and have the stuff at the park. And that's probably going to be the same Saturday that they do that this year. I know they've been before the special events committee, but I should have looked to make sure that that was the same day and I didn't, so I apologize.
And if we're going to be out there, I think it's a morning 9 or 8 to 11 or something like that. There was, a fair amount of traffic. It wouldn't be a horrible place for us to
do it again?
set up a booth. I don't know about giving trees away or not. We had plenty left over from the first Friday event that we could probably do seedlings there in Arbor Day
That's a good idea.
as well. If we want to, if we get enough people that want to come out.
Okay.
The other thought I had about tree planting that we had discussed last year was, and at the time, Joe was going to be bowing out of his council seat, and we were going to honor his service with a tree planting, but then the Veterans Park wasn't open then, but it is now, right? That
No.
piece, that's not open either. Okay,
Not until June 6th.
so that's all part of
Actually,
that.
you're talking the Veterans Plaza.
That's Memorial.
The plaza is actually on Memorial Day.
Okay,
Oh,
Memorial.
The part that's up between the Y and the National Guard, that is on Memorial Day.
all right. But I don't know. We don't have to do a planting on Arbor Day if we don't want to. We can, according to Lisa, we can plant our tree anytime in the calendar year, as per
Okay,
the Tree City USA.
so it does not have to be on the 29th.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, it's a good time to plant a tree, and that's kind of why we do it, and to draw focus to Arbor Day in particular.
Right.
But I was just throwing that out there to see if we wanted to coordinate with that. Or we could, certainly do that, let the dust settle and do something next year
Well, the
potentially.
reason I was wondering about that, because when you mentioned giving away seedlings at Arbor Day, also, do you think, that would be ahead of the first Friday event, but I
Right.
guess it wouldn't matter because
I
we're
think
going to
we
have
have
plenty
enough
left over.
Yeah.
So,
well, no, wait, if we chose to delay the tree planting for Arbor Day until the opening of the Vets Plaza, which is Memorial Day, it would be after the first Friday event.
mhm.
So we would be giving seedlings away on May 6th, potentially, and then leftovers we could give away at Memorial Day. You're pushing the limit of when to plant them. Or we could go ahead and plant a tree closer to April 29th or
Mhm.
30th, And then,
Does it have to be that first Friday, May 6th?
well,
It'd be
the
different
first
than the
Friday gatherings in downtown Delaware are,
But could it be June's?
Oh, I wouldn't. Not if we're gonna
that's
give away
late.
seedlings.
It's late.
Yeah, that's
Late.
going to be stressing out the seedlings, I think. So, even if
And
they're
then what, 2 weeks
refrigerated.
later, you'd have the Watershed Festival too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
I just found the information, the YMCA has its Healthy Kids Day on Saturday, April 30th, from 8:30 until 11:30 a.m. So if you wanted to combine our tree planting and giving seedlings away with that event, that might work. There
Yeah,
are going to be
yeah.
lots of people there.
That's a great idea.
In fact, more than 1,000 participants are expected this year.
How many trees do we have?
300. Well, in a situation like that, if we want to save
No.
save them back for first Friday.
Yeah.
We could
yeah.
save, well, it's first come, first serve. If we run out, we run out.
Right.
But we save some back for first Friday and just say, okay, this is what we have available.
Yeah,
You know,
first
where we
100
go.
people or whatever.
And then after that, all that gets a pamphlet.
Limited to one per family on that Saturday.
Yeah.
Or we could have a contest to get people involved to even come over to the booth. Guess how many seeds are in the jar? I don't know. Something of that nature.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Just-
Healthy kids, yeah.
I mean, if the kids are going to be involved in the Y activities, and we want them to come over and, find out what's going on, have something to rope them in other than, hey, come get free trees, throw them in a bag and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lisa Bowers had a good suggestion, something that in her experience worked well, not necessarily not a contest, but having the black and white sort of, or maybe color, whatever, outlining the tree canopy, the roots, and then the kids come up and say, okay, what is it? Benefits kind of thing. Kind of like a impromptu poster contest where kids come up and can scribble on it and oxygen and whatever.
Well, I guess what we would have to decide,
Interactive, yeah.
yeah, I guess if that's what we want to do, we have to decide that the Saturday, April 30th is the day that we want to do this. And make that decision, and then decide what specific activities we would want to have in addition to the information, the pamphlets that we hand out and the tree seedlings that we hand out. So I guess the first step is to make the decision of whether we want to do this on Saturday, the 30th, in conjunction with their Healthy Youth, is that what they call it? Healthy Youth?
Yes, Healthy Kids Day.
Healthy Kids Day. I think it's a great idea. I'm glad you found that, actually, because it would increase our exposure and increase our profile in the community. So, and the timing is perfect. So should we make that decision
Well,
right now?
Doug, are you willing to come out on a Saturday again?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, first, Friday is a great venue as well. I think
Yeah.
one question we could ask is, what is our primary target group? Is it children and teenagers, or is it adults? Maybe I think more kids will be going to the Y event, and more adults might be attending First Friday. I love the kids idea.
Yeah. And the
That
timing
used
is
to be
really
our
good.
primary target group when we visited schools and gave presentations, etc.
Right, that's right. That's right. And the interest in that, the poster contest and all that waned. So we decided on the tree seedling giveaway on First Fridays, which was received well. But the timing on this event, I think, is perfect for us to be able to connect with more people in the community. And as Tom mentions, younger people, and then a week later, less than a week later, 6 days later, at the First Friday event. So I think that's a great combination. Do we want to make a formal decision here tonight
To do both.
to do both?
I would say yes.
I'm up for it.
Should we,
We only have one more meeting before both of those events,
Right.
so.
right, so we need, I think we need to make a decision tonight. So do I have a motion to,
I move that we participate on April 30th, Saturday morning, April 30th, for our annual Arbor Day tree planting at the Y, someplace on the Y property, subject to getting all the approvals that we need to make that happen, and also to participate in the First Friday event on May 6th in downtown Delaware, also subject to necessary approvals. And that at both events, we provide our seedling giveaway.
I second that emotion.
Ms. Brewster,
Yes.
Mr. Buck,
Yes.
Mr. Carey,
Yes.
Ms. Reich,
Yes.
Mr. Wilbur,
Yes.
Councilmember Hellinger,
Yes.
Vice Chairwoman Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Olin.
yes,
Can I add one other little factoid? I just saw the Y is a great venue for another reason. The Healthy Kids Day is designed to be a community day. Many organizations and other entities will be there. Data Bus, Delaware Police, Delaware Fire, Health Department, Preservation Parks, the Public Library, the Red Cross, etc. So it's going to be a big community day. And our presence there, I think, fits right in.
that's great.
Sure.
Thanks, Tom. Excellent. Okay, so we have that decided. That's great news, especially since it seemed to fall into place so well with this event. And then First Friday, 6 days later. So does anyone want to take on the responsibility of creating activities? Shannon, I thought you had some good energy going there, maybe.
Yeah, I can help a little bit. The calendar looks blank, but Arbor Day is a very busy day for me.
Yeah,
Not because it's Arbor Day, just because of my real job.
right.
It's tentatively a real busy day, but in advance of that, I can help out and I'll certainly be available day of
Okay.
for both events, whether it's the Healthy Kids Day and First Friday.
Okay. And Susan, do you still have the template for the
Yep.
sign up?
Yep,
So all you would need to do is change the dates and maybe the times.
correct. And maybe sign up and you'll get in the email 2 different schedules to sign up for each or
Right.
both events.
With these two,
Yeah.
okay, that's great. So we have that covered.
I'll send that on an email and then we'll confirm and tighten things up on our next meeting on the 26th of April,
Right.
a few days before.
And I didn't mean to put you on the spot
Not
or
at all.
anything, but so,
Part of joining the commission is I can be active in the community. I am more of a people person, and I do better with people, and
right.
a little antsy here.
I do better with
at the
trees,
event.
actually. But I guess what we should probably just think, if just all of us, if any of us have any creative ideas for fun activities that would fit in at the Healthy Kids event day on the 30th, just share them with the group, and we can discuss the specifics via email and at the next meeting. I should be able to come up with something since I'm an educator. You too, Tom.
Trying to be one here.
So I guess,
Well, we could do that if there's an email coming out with the schedule. You
mhm,
could just add, or maybe put in there that add your ideas to this email or whatever.
right, respond
That's all, yeah. With
with
any
ideas
ideas
to
like-
that. That's a good idea too, yeah. Yeah, that would be efficient. It would be on the same chain of communication. Okay, that sounds good. So let's try to think of some creative and fun things to do. Because this could be a huge event. It sounds like a huge event.
It is, yes.
So
In
we
fact,
would,
parking will be a challenge. I don't think they have 1,000 parking spaces there. I remember last year, people were unable to park and turned around.
oh, really?
So it's
You
that-
attended this last year?
I
Or
was
something
walking my
like
dog
it?
or something, and my wife was
Okay.
dogging or something.
Doug, do you remember last year, at what point during that period, 8:30, 11:30, was a tree actually planted?
It was early,
It was in the earlier part.
9 o'clock,
Yeah, probably.
it was early.
So would you want to do it about the same time?
I think we should do it an hour later.
Okay,
It was too-
about 10?
Help maybe a little bit with the weather. Warm up a little bit.
Yeah, okay, so approximately 10 o'clock for the planting.
Do you have a tree chosen?
I do not, I mean, I would like to do another Shumard oak,
Those are nice.
They're really nice trees.
whatever, you
Yeah.
guys really want to do. I mean, whatever suggestions you might have.
In the past, the arbors provided the tree.
They have in the past. I don't know if that's going to be the case
Okay.
this year.
Did we just provide it last year?
No, they did. They changed ownership
Okay,
or changed managing company, and there was some confusion.
yeah.
We'll see if they want to do it again this year. If
Okay.
not, I'm sure we'll find a way.
Well, I'm all in favor of a Shumard. I think that's a great tree, especially for the soil around here and the species that we have in our list. Does anyone have any other ideas, or would anyone object to planting another Shumard oak?
I have no objections. However, we are not obligated to plant a tree from our street tree list. It'll be, on the grassy side. And so we could even technically plant a conifer or something, So we have many options, more options than we ordinarily have for street trees, right?
Well, it depends on where.
Yeah.
Last year's was the site was more of a curbside. It was drive, sidewalk, tree, so it
Mhm.
was more akin to the kind of thing we normally do, but depends on where it's at, I guess. I guess we gotta pick a site before we pick a tree, right? Isn't that how the
Right.
order usually goes?
Well, I would go with Doug's recommendation based on the site and the surrounding species and the composition of the landscape there and so forth. So I would go with that personally. Any other thoughts on this?
I think it's a great tree choice
Yeah.
for the area.
I would be very hesitant to suggest a conifer, just for the fact the wind out there is brutal.
Yeah. They'll dry them out.
Well, that may be hard to keep up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, until they get rooted in.
It would be picturesque as it matures.
Flagging tree. Okay, do we need a motion on the tree species choice? No, okay, that's cool. Okay, any other ideas for our Arbor Day activities? Any other things that we might have missed? Do we have everything covered?
One other point, you mentioned a pamphlet earlier.
No.
Maybe the plan is to talk about that at a later point of the meeting, but if not, would that be an appropriate time to
It is,
discuss it?
I think it's an appropriate time, yes, and thank you for reminding us about that, since it is part of the Arbor Day activities. So yes, I think that's good. And I've glanced at it and have not had time to really delve into the graphic design part of this. And what I might do after the smoke clears, after I get through my housing crisis that I'm in right now, and some other things at at work, because we're starting a new school garden program this year too, so that's getting kind of crazy. But I'm going to try to at least provide you with maybe some points that it would probably be just a Word document that I could just do an abbreviated version of it maybe at some point. But of course, I'm not the final word on this, and anyone who wants to take a stab at making a more concise, readable. Oh, Jim, did you?
Well,
already
the only
put-
thing I did, I kind of butchered this for you, Tom. So
Okay,
You can look at this. So, I mean, I just cut out a bunch of stuff. that-
Okay.
I mean,
could
because
you add any other ideas?
well, I didn't really, no, not really, other than I just thought maybe if there's somewhere we could put in some areas where we're talking about some figures there, like maybe we could put in there estimated. Those are estimated amounts. And also, if we could maybe shove the word sustainability in here somewhere
Okay,
on, in the area under threats to urban forest. But I cut a lot out, and, I mean, my vision would be, would just be more or less something like a cardstock, printed front and back. If we,
not a folded pamphlet.
not a full
Uh-huh.
pamphlet. I mean, that's just, to me, that would be more of a simpler, for starting, a more simpler version, and we can still get the point across.
What do you call it, cardstock?
Like a cardstock.
Index card. That's
Okay,
heavier paper.
Yeah, maybe a
Okay.
glossy type cardstock.
and they'd be front and back,
Front and back,
and it's one piece, you
Yeah.
flip it over and you got it all
there
right
you have
there.
everything, yeah.
Right,
And maybe just have, you'd want the City of Delaware logo on there, of course. And
oh, we do,
I would.
okay, so that's no longer a controversy then?
I don't know. I would
No,
want it.
no.
If I was
Apparently it
me,
never
I'd
was.
want it on.
Okay.
The reason the logo was not permitted the last time is it had not been formally approved
That's right.
in format.
Okay.
So there's
got
no problem with that. We would just ask that the draft be
Bless you.
submitted 30 days in advance before you want it, so that Lee can review it and City Hall can approve it, and then you're good to go.
So we
Thank you.
basically got a week to make the changes and get it submitted as.
And the city would print it, right?
Probably.
So we've got 1 week by your calculation.
But I'm-
Well, to give the
If you
city
want
30
it, if
days.
you want
yeah.
it for the end of April, yeah, we need it in the
Okay.
next week or so.
Well, thanks for doing that, Jim. Appreciate that, because I haven't, well, you did more than I did, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Have you gotten any other responses?
The ones that you have, I think you probably still have a few of those left.
How many, Dave, I think you have them. Do we still have a stack of
Oh,
old
yeah.
ones?
Yeah,
And we
Yeah.
had said that you could use those until we got a more formal one with the logo and everything. So if you can't get the draft to us, like in the next week, you could finish using those up. Like it takes you 2 weeks, then you probably could have them for the first Friday.
Right.
Okay, okay. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to get to any of this personally, in 1 week to look at this.
well, Tom, you sent out the electronic copy, so
Yes.
my only suggestion was, if any of us can want to make any modifications, reply all with the new version so that everybody has the marked up version to spin off of. That's normally how at work we bounce things around. We just increase the version number and send it back out, and increase the version number and send it back out. We can bounce it around as much as we want. It tends to work pretty good. But you always have to have a new version number if you've made modifications, otherwise people are working on the wrong thing. And then send it out as soon as you're done so that
So
other people can pick it up.
What you're saying is I should just go ahead and
Yeah. Well, if there's
scan
a,
this and send it out.
or if there's an electronic, if you can access the electronic version, just edit that document
Okay.
and send it out as a new version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you have to rename it in order to do that?
Well, it just, whatever the previous name is, version 2, version 3. Just put a V1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. and 10.
Okay.
You sent that out,
Document.
Word, right?
Word perfect, I believe, yes.
Okay.
Microsoft Word.
Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft Word, yeah, not
Yeah.
Word.
Okay, so does anyone have any questions about the brochure or how to proceed with modifying the brochure, ideas on, if you have any ideas on that? Okay, Tom, you all set with it?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So, now, have we covered everything with regard to Arbor Day activities thus far?
Just make sure it's on the agenda for next month so we can do some final check-ins kind of stuff.
Okay, great.
Do we know, I mean, will everybody be there from this group?
At the Y,
At the Y?
I'll be in town. I would plan on it.
I'll be there.
If,
Good for the picture.
yeah, when I send out that email
Yeah,
with the schedule, I'll just ask people to let me know if they cannot make it. Otherwise, sign up for a
Yeah,
stint.
the template from, oh, and I was wondering, actually, I wonder if I brought any, yeah, with regard to these activities, do you want, these are something that you should be familiar with, right?
Mhm.
These are pamphlets. Do you think we should hand these out at
Well, I don't know if I can get any from 2001. I'll see if I can, yeah, I'll see if I can get some more. You don't have a big stash, do you?
I've got about 30 of them at home that
It's not big.
no, it's not big, but anyway, if you could pass those down to, and then pass these down. These are publications from the U.S. Forest Service that it might be good for us to also include as a handout in addition to Tom's handout, if we can get enough of these. I was up there talking to, I forget who I was talking to up at your place, and they were just sitting out front, and I just snagged about 30 of them. So,
They're 15 years old, so there's no, whatever quantity might be left, that's all we have.
I see.
So
Okay,
that's the problem.
I see. Okay, well, that might not be a go, but this at least is an example of the kind of pamphlet that homeowners might find useful in our type of situation and in our role as extenders or disseminators of information to the community. And let's see if I've got one for this gentleman here. Yeah, if you'd like one, I've got another one here.
Is that proper planning techniques?
It's got all
That's
kinds.
proper pruning techniques.
It's got a lot of different stuff. It doesn't really have a cutaway of the planting though.
I'll
No,
happily
the-
draw you one on there though, if you like. I'll draw it on there for you if you like.
Yeah, we are full service.
You
Shade Tree
betcha.
Commission.
I was sitting here making notes about, when you said creative ideas for the out there, some ideas that you might.
We do have a separate handout. It's not a USDA one, but we have one that shows planting techniques. Remember the one we would give away with the seedlings, so.
Yeah.
It's not.
I have a background in trees and that, so I would be okay with it.
Okay.
You should still join us someday.
I was thinking about the public.
Yeah, maybe you should be on this side of the. Well, at any rate, this is an example. I didn't know what the supply was like, you know, but this is an example of the kind of pamphlet that might be appreciated by local citizens. So anyway.
Now, the Delaware Soil and Water District also produces similar.
Oh, do they?
brochures,
Oh,
so that might
I
be
could get with
worth-
Donna Ray about that.
Yeah, see what they have in stock.
That's a good idea. I will, because I've got to call her anyway. She's one of my guest presenters for this summer. Okay, so I'll look into that. We might have some additional goodies to provide the public. Okay, are we all ready for the arborist report then?
So just to recap, we're planting a tree on the 29th of April, Shumard Oak, at the Y at 10 o'clock.
No, it's 30th.
30th.
On the 30th, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The 30th.
Assuming that we have, I don't know what kinds of permissions need to occur, but
Oh, well, I guess that's the other thing before we move on, is we need to coordinate with the Y to make sure that there's space for us, that they're not, we don't want to show up with a bucket of trees and some pamphlets and tell us to
I
take
think
a hike,
Roger
right?
Hannafin would be all right with that. He's pretty wild, but ask.
Oh, I guess I assumed that was already done. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I thought that was already arranged, but
oh, no.
that we had like a
Just decided to do
standing,
it today.
a
so.
standing. No, I thought we had like a
Oh, well, the
standing.
first Friday, Linda usually reach out to the business
Main
folks
Street.
Yeah.
to Main Street. But on this one, it needs to be somebody's job, I guess.
Well, I guess I'll call him. Who should I call him and who should I call and what's their number?
Is it Roger that you speak with?
Well, that's who I emailed today. I said earlier that I had
Right, you
emailed, reached
emailed.
out, and I hadn't gotten a response yet. So
Oh, okay,
Well,
okay.
I can talk to Roger and ask.
Oh,
I see
okay.
Roger all the time.
Oh, great.
I can be in charge of that. It takes, I mean, you've got a lot going on. And I
Thank
see
you.
Roger often. So
Oh,
I'll get a
that's
hold of
great.
him and see.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
That
and
would be
we have
great.
all the stuff, right? We have a booth, we have the tent, we have those kinds of things.
we have in the past used the city's tables. We have a banner,
Okay.
and that's,
Do we have
Oh,
an
yeah.
easy up?
no. No.
Okay. We're tree people. We can handle the rain, huh?
Oh, well, they have it inside the gym.
What?
Yeah.
This is inside?
The
Last
Y
year was
is,
inside.
the Y thing is.
Okay.
It's the wine that's First Friday. I think we are mixing. it
No,
up.
the why, I thought we might be outside since we're planting a tree, but if
We
we're
are
inside,
outside.
that will change. If there's our setup areas inside, that changes activities.
We're planting a tree inside right now.
Yeah, the tree's being planted in the
That
gym.
All these other
That one you might have
organizations,
to get approved by the Y first.
all the other organizations will be outside, not inside, in the fire, the police, conservation park. So I assume we're gonna be outside.
Right, I figured we'd be outside.
What? Everybody was inside last
Yeah, everybody was inside last year.
Yeah.
Fire trucks.
Well, the fire
Okay.
truck wasn't inside, but all the booths were inside
Okay,
the
all right.
gymnasium last year.
I will call Roger and
Yeah.
find out what the scoop is and
Very
if
good.
we are invited to, if it's okay if we show up.
Yeah,
Um,
we won't get
Inside.
kicked out.
I'll
And the police will be there so they wouldn't have to
I-
call the police on us.
I don't want to split hairs here, but I think it would be better if it came from an official, like, Linda, you've already reached out, right? So, and everybody knows Linda's name associated with the city. So let's let him respond to her. And if you don't hear, like, within a couple weeks, then we'll sound an alarm.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep.
I think that would be,
But thank you for volunteering to do that. That's great. That's great. Okay. So now, are we ready for the arborist report?
Okay, real quick, 2 trees were removed in the last month. We did manage to get 484 trees pruned, street trees pruned this month.
a ton.
Yeah.
We did use an outside contractor to help with that also, and finished up the Kensington area. So their streets should be in good shape for a couple of years at least. Couple informational things. The golf course opening, grand opening is Friday, this Friday, the 25th, from 9 to 11:30. Everyone here is invited to that. I need to know tonight about the Tree City USA Awards in Westerville on April 21st, on who is going and who's interested in going. I need to have a definite answer though, that you're going. And then also March 31st, next Thursday, on Cherry Street, where the new canoe launch site is going to be, Kristen Piper's group is going to be doing a honeysuckle removal. She's in need of volunteers to help with that invasive species removal. I think it'd be a good chance for people to bring their expertise to it and show what we can do. The city's going to help her. Obviously, she's part of the city, so we're going to have a couple crew people down there with a chipper to get rid of it and spray the chemicals that are needed and operate any chainsaws that are necessary, which she'll have honeysuckle poppers to get some of the smaller shrubs out.
What day is it?
That is March 31st, which is next Thursday,
And what time is it?
12 to 2:30.
Oh, darn.
She does have some volunteers that will be helping, but the more would be better.
Mhm.
And that's at the new Cherry Street, the new canoe launch site there.
Okay. Wow. It's too bad that's a weekday. So that is that it for you, Doug?
What's that?
Is that it for the
That's it.
arborist
Yes,
report?
that's everything.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I noticed at, I think it's called the Centennial Park, there was, I think I saw one tree being removed, a large tree. Was that a dead tree or
Licensing?
near the data hub, little glass house there?
Oh, we didn't remove it. We deadwooded it. There were some limbs that were broken in the top
I
of
see,
it.
okay. So
It's still
approved,
there.
Yeah. It looked like the whole thing came down, but, no, okay, good.
Okay, time for staff comments.
Do you have any more, Doug?
I don't have any more.
As you can see, it was a slow month for customer concerns by the report in the document, so it gave Doug time to prune trees,
That's good.
like putting out fires.
I think the
Great.
weather probably helped on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty nice month, actually.
Yeah. Okay, how about member comments?
I do have something that I wanted to bring up, and I'm sorry it didn't officially get on the agenda, but it's the annual report to City Council. I sent out a draft, and then I also distributed that draft today.
Mhm.
I have a couple of questions for Doug to fill in some blanks. And one of the blanks I had was about last year's Arbor Day, and we've already talked about that, so I've got that filled in. And I didn't find a number of cost share trees from last year.
I'll have to check. I can't
Okay.
remember off the top of my head. I think it was 9,
Okay,
but I'll double check that.
okay.
Get back with you.
And in the previous report, we said that our street trees that we had planted, whatever the number was, there were 29 different species or varieties planted. I was sort of wondering if that was the same or different. I can put these in an email and send them to you
That'd be
tomorrow.
good.
Okay.
I can double check them.
And then the other issue, if anybody had any suggestions, changes, or anything, if you could either give them to me, jot them on the paper that I gave you tonight, or email them to me, and I'll make the final changes and have this ready to go. We also want to double check when we might be on the city's agenda.
I thought I sent that to you.
I thought you said the 26th or something. You did have a date.
It'd be the second,
The 25th?
the fourth, should be the fourth Monday in April.
That's the 25th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will double check with Michelle and make sure that's the right date.
And then if we are on the 25th, do I have to have it to her by,
The Wednesday,
2 weeks?
the Wednesday before, I think.
So that would be like the 20th? Okay.
I'll double check on the date and the when she needs it.
And
No.
then finally, I think Paul had sent me an email. I don't know if it went to everyone. You were willing to make
Yeah,
a presentation or?
I can do the presentation, but I'm wondering what the presentation involves. Is it just simply going through the report that you write up?
I don't even think you have to do that. I think I haven't been to the last one, but
I
we
can-
have started,
Will go out in the packet, correct me if I'm wrong, George, and then it's like a brief 5 to 10 minute presentation about the annual report and your upcoming Arbor Day activities and stuff. So it's a short presentation.
Okay, just a summary.
Yes.
Just a short summary, and then if they have questions, okay. Yeah, I'll be available to do that, because I can that actually fits into my schedule pretty well. I wish I could go to some of this other stuff.
and that's all I have, other than if you have any changes or comments to me for the report, give them to me sometime soon.
Any other member comments?
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody went to the meeting, the William Street meeting?
Yes,
Did you
I
go?
was there, yes.
I was just wondering if, how the reaction was, if there was much reaction from a standpoint of any tree comments or what their comments were particularly.
Very few. Very, very, very few tree comments. Matter of fact, some of the tree comments were good. Less leaves to break. So really, it was very, very anti-kinetic with regards to tree loss for the most part.
So what was their main concern then?
You know, just
Was it-
basic construction, you know, but nothing.
Sewer lines, gas lines?
Yeah, that kind of stuff, you know. Make sure you get it all done at once, so you don't create a nice new street and tear it up. Yeah, typical. You know, how am I gonna get in my driveway when it's tore up? Okay. But yeah, it really was, it was very well turned down, very good turnout.
Good turnout.
Oh, exceptional turnout.
Hmm.
Probably one of the best that we've had.
One of each.
There was a 30-day comment period for anybody that came, and that's closing here probably this week. And Matt's gonna take all the comments that he got back. We got some that night, and then I know he's gotten some more in since then, and then he has to compile a comment. And so that'll be done the first part of April. And after that, we can tell you what was shared about the trees.
Okay.
Yeah, I've nothing to add, to George's report. I was there, not there very long. I heard zero comments about trees, people were talking about other things. So I agree with that observation. People did not seem to be too worried about the loss, of the street trees. I'm not sure, however, where the city stands now. I've not heard anything since that event with respect to planting trees in front lawns. I don't know what the city has made a certain commitment, depending on, of course, availability and buy-in of homeowners, and of course they need to watch their finances. So I'm not sure what the latest news is about that. Maybe we should talk to Tom Holman, city manager.
Yeah.
That'll all come after the comments are reviewed.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, I have a couple, for the record, I thought about the beautification awards that we've given in the past. Now, we have not done that in a year, 2, or maybe 3. So de facto, we have abolished that practice, but not de jure. We've never made a formal decision to discontinue that. Because I think it got increasingly difficult to identify, to find, and locate, and document potential sites, businesses, private homeowners, developments. But for the record, I wanted to raise awareness that in the past we used to give beautification awards. That was part of the Arbor Day ceremony, but we have retreated from that. We've moved away from that. Just, and since we have never made a formal decision, maybe at one point we should weigh the pros and cons and decide once and for all if we should resume that practice or just leave it as is now. So we don't have to decide today. Also, I'm passing around a couple articles from recent newspapers. One is about the pine needles. They are moving north. The climate is warming, and so more and more invasive species are coming closer and closer to us. And the other one is about the Bradford pear. What a horrible tree that is, according to that author.
Indeed.
Just something for you to read.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, it's actually from the science section of today's New York Times, so, cutting edge stuff. So that's it.
I would hesitate to get my science news from any newspaper, especially in like the third paragraph from the end. In cities and suburbs, the Bradford may not be such a bad neighbor after all. Ecologically, it sure beats a road or a shopping center. I don't think those are very high standards. So, yeah, I don't get my science news from, but they are terrible trees. I agree with that. So.
I like mine.
Okay, any other member comments? Anybody want to say or add, or any other questions or concerns or anything? Okay, time for plan reviews then.
We only have one informational plan review, and it's in your packet.
Okay.
We don't have a large. Right now.
It's more just so that you know it's going to be coming down the pipe when we get the landscaping plans.
Okay,
That is Belmont Place, which is down off of Beachville Road, the southernmost development from Fort Delaware.
any, I haven't had a chance to look at this.
There's no landscape plans on it at all, but they'll
Okay.
continue the same plan and plantings that they did on the first parts.
Okay.
Sections 1.
So there's no new issues associated with this at all? It's pretty
I don't foresee
business
anything.
as usual?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well then, unless someone would like to talk about that, I guess we can just wait till the actual approval plan comes up, because there's really nothing for us to look at, but it is good to know that this is coming down the pipe here pretty soon, so appreciate getting the early notice of a new development so that we know what's coming along here. Okay, wow. We're getting out of here early tonight. Anyone have anything else to add?
Well, I think I should talk for another hour because this is making me look really bad.
No, we had a long meeting last month. We had some short ones when you were chair. You did a good job, Dave.
Yes.
Oh, thanks. I'm jealous is what I am. This is crazy. That's awesome.
Doug, can I ask again when your luncheon, was it with the ONLA or?
The Tree City USA.
Yeah,
Awards.
in Westerville?
Yep, that is April 21st.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make that.
Approximately from 9 till 3 o'clock.
Is that a Tuesday?
It is a Thursday.
Oh, Thursday,
Is it
okay.
an informative gig? I mean,
It's nice to go and The main reason that's really nice about it is you can go and network with other shade tree commissions. All the Tree City USA shade tree commissions will be there.
In Ohio or just
When it's
central
in the
Ohio
Central
region?
district area.
Okay.
It's kind of, the city of Westerville is putting it, is hosting this year, and it's kind of their way to trot out, hey, we're Westerville, this is what we have, and, you know, and it's informative. I mean, the ones I've been to have been very, very well done.
Okay. I
It's a
might be
good
able to join you,
networking.
but I don't think I can stay until 3 o'clock or get there at 9.
That's fine, we just need to know so we can. put-
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do like 9:30 to 2. Was that something that would work?
I don't see why that would.
Okay.
Come in for the other half hour, an hour.
It's logistics. It really is It's logistics.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would, I could do it. I would like to, actually.
Linda, we'll add her to the list.
I'm going to go. I've never gone, and I'm just sent myself an email, so I'm going to be there. We
I'll
need-
be submitting the registration tomorrow. That's why we needed to know
Okay.
tonight.
Okay, put me in. I'm a definite. And maybe bring up, the one of the reasons I want to go is because it's always been in the back of my mind that we've been asked to host, and we haven't ever committed, and maybe
Might want to see what it's about.
you're looking at me with a frown, Linda. So, but we never,
I will just tell you that it is a huge
Yeah.
undertaking.
And it's not inexpensive to host.
I know. But I don't even know what it's about, so that would be the first step for me.
Well, good, then one of you can, then you can get up and give the speech.
No, I'm not a speech person.
Do you have to give a speech, Doug?
Really?
You have to, acknowledgements, yeah.
Oh,
Huh?
Yes, you all get thanked every year.
Wonderful. Okay, anything else before we adjourn? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Done deal. Thank you.